Your client sustained fractures to his 5th and 4th metacarpals as a result of a fistfight between himself and a fellow patron at the local pub 4 days ago. He underwent surgery to stabilize the fractures, and his surgeon has ordered a custom orthosis for protection. 4th and 5th metacarpal fractures involve the neck or head of the 4th and 5th metacarpal. The purpose of the orthosis is to support entirely the 4th and 5th metacarpal and maintain integrity of the arches. For this type of fracture, for the 4th and 5th metacarpal, it is important to include one joint proximal and one joint distal to ensure the hand is kept in the appropriate closed pack position for proper healing. In this case, the one joint proximal is the carpal bone, and the one joint distal are the MCPs. We included the 3rd metacarpal for added stability in the orthosis. This orthosis design allows for the client to complete functional ADL tasks throughout the day due to the fact that the IPs and the wrist are patterned for this orthosis. You're going to draw the outline of the hand, leaving out the thumb. Mark distal to the ulnar head and distal to the radial styloid. Make a center mark in the center of the wrist between the 2 marks. This can be done at the end. Mark distal to the 5th digit PIP joint. Mark distal to the 4th digit PIP joint, and mark distal to the 3rd digit PIP joint. Mark a whole hand width. Now we can begin the tracing process. Make a hand width mark out from the ulnar side of the styloid and the 5th digit PIP mark. Start tracing from the mark made at the middle of the wrist between the radial and ulnar styloids. Continue out to the end mark made with your hand width distance from the ulnar styloid. Continue up to mark made at a hand width distance from the 5th digit PIP mark. Continue medially to the 5th digit PIP mark and obliquely to the 3rd digit PIP mark. Connect the PIP mark down to the center of the wrist following along the 3rd metacarpal. Plastic material characteristics. For this orthosis, Orifit color non-stick 1/112 coat was used. Orifit has a moderate stretch. It activates quickly, and it has good memory. It conforms well, and it is lightweight and can be easiest to use for activities of daily living. When making this orthosis, some specific tips and unique fabrication suggestions we found included completing the pattern with an M marked where the middle finger was. This way, it helps you know where to place your pattern, as well as the orthosis. Include one joint proximal to site of injury and one joint distal. Client places his forearm on pronation and place the heated thermoplastic materials on the 3rd and 4th and 5th digit and let gravity help. Keep fingers on the plane side to mold orthosis to ensure digits are in closed pack position. Ensure all PIP and DIPs are free and 1st digit able to move freely without catching on the orthosis. Make sure you flare the edges along the orthosis to ensure comfort to your client. When doing straps, angle Velcro down towards the radial side so that the straps fit comfortably above the wrist. Ensure Velcro does not rub in the web spaces. Now we're going to have the client put on their orthosis. The client can remove all 3 straps and slide their ulnar side of their hand into the orthosis, securing the first Velcro pattern along the 5th, 4th, and 3rd metacarpals. The second Velcro can include the 2nd metacarpal and go in between the web space of the thumb. The last strap is going to go around the thumb MCP joint. Make sure the client feels no rubbing, edges are flared, and it is comfortable enough for them to wear throughout the day. The joint position for this orthosis and rationale. Closed pack position, MCP flexion, 70 to 90 degrees. IPs and DIPs are free and the client can move freely. The wrist should be left free and allowed for comfortable ulnar radial deviation and wrist flexion and extension. The second metacarpal should be free from the MCP, PIP, and DIP, and thumb free for movement as well. Do you mind showing me how to put on and off your orthosis? Perfect. Feels good. Good. So for your wear schedule, you're going to wear it 6 to 8 weeks, full time, taking it off only for your exercises as prescribed by your physician. Okay? Make sure not to leave it in your car in the hot Arizona sun, as this can melt. Dogs love it, so if you have any dogs at home, make sure to keep it away from your dogs. I'm sure to let me know if you see any red marks on your skin during your time of wearing it, and you can bring it back in and we'll flare it out and fix it to prevent any rubbing on your skin. Okay, great. If your orthosis does get dirty, you can remove it and clean it with some antibacterial wipes. Okay. Do you have any concerns for me? Not right now. Feels good. Can you repeat back to me some tips and tricks to remembering the care for your orthosis?
Wear it for 6 to 8 weeks. Take it off to do my exercises that my doctor prescribed. Don't leave it in the sun or around my dogs. And clean it with just like a alcohol wipe.
Perfect.